it's all about the beard today, because you guys have voted over on Instagram, and you voted for God of War. If you haven't already noticed, I'm going to be trying to draw this today. That's going to be interesting. There will be some more of this game on Thursdays. Every Thursdays is when I will be playing God of War. But I did put out a vote over on Instagram for you guys. And you guys, like I said, you picked God of War over Spider-Man, which is very surprising for my fans. So cool, we're choosing something different. I will be doing the Spider-Man probably next week because of the new film coming out. I haven't seen it yet. Don't spoil it for me. And yeah, we'll be getting on with that. If you have not played any of this game up to the point about mid-far, close to the end, I think. We've just gotten to Helheim. So that's what we're going to be picking up from there. But I am going to challenge myself because there's quite a bit of detail on this one today. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to draw the cover. I might have a go at drawing the snake, but I'm not sure. The snake there is actually going to be doing something for the summertime. In the summer, I'm going to paint a room for somebody that has asked me to do a theme room, but they've only got time in the summer, sort of the summer holidays, and everybody's going on holiday and doing what they're doing. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing in the summertime. I may not be doing as many drawing as normal, but that will take me about a week or two to get everything right. So that's what I'll be doing in the summer. So do not forget to hit subscribe and ding the bell so you know when I've gone live doing that. I'll try and do all of it live, but some of it may be off recorded purely because it would probably take me bloody ages to do. I'll get all the prep work and all that done before. But there is no prep work for drawing, as my beard is tingling and telling me we got to get drawing. I'm going to have some comic story in the background again. They've got God of War playing. We'll be playing a comic version of that one. As you guys know, I love comics and I love anything to do with comics, but I love comic story even more. They've supported me quite a bit so far. Most things that I can draw or I want to draw, you guys have voted for me to draw. I've always been always had a comic to like lean on, so I can listen to that in the background. I try and talk all the way through my videos, but sometimes I can't. I just can't. So yeah, so I have something playing in the background. No, sometimes it's music. If you have a request or if you have your own music that you would like to put into my streams to have in the background as background music, that would be awesome, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below, or go over to my Instagram where it is the same name, different place. Blut084. BLUT084 Art and Games. I'm here every single day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram. It's the same name everywhere. Apart from Mixer, it might not have got Art and Games at the end, purely because it's just Blut084 for my gaming. I'm sorry I didn't get over there this weekend, but last week was the thing with Rick and Morty. If you haven't checked that one out yet, guys, go and check that one out before you check this one out, or keep watching this one and then go and check that one afterwards. You guys always have been voted on Sunday, and again, we're going to be doing some God of War. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages left in my book. This is the quest that I set out myself last August to finish and complete a whole sketchbook, because I have got other things that I'm going to be making, guys. I'm going to be moving off the page once the pages are finished, taking some ideas from that page and starting to create my own modeling things. I've already made a few already. This is just a quick idea from last time I bought some. Just a quick, little skull thing. That was like a key ring. I wanted to make key rings for a while. I made a little ring as well. If you guys would like to give me some ideas, then let me know in the comment section. That's just a few ideas. And I did also, at the very beginning of this video, if you didn't catch it, I also made that. Woo! You're not going to see that until the video, guys, because I'm going to give you a step-by-step how I made that. We'll be making weapons. We'll be making fridge magnet weapons. And also, there's a little surprise as well that I'm going to be doing towards midweek. Maybe next week I'll be showing you things. But I'm trying to go in from page work to physical work, and then go to like the digital world as well, because you guys, I love changing my medium up. I love to challenge myself, and I love to make things different. I don't like to stick to one thing, because one thing I did learn when I was a young man is diversify or die. So that's what I do. I don't stick to one thing. And if you've got any requests, or if you've got any ideas, or if you want to challenge me, let me know in the comment section. I'm going to listen to that comic story, and I'm going to turn this thing around. So let's flip the camera and let's go. Okay, so the camera's moved. That's my intro. I've lost my chewing gum. There's my chewing gum. I will chew because I grind the crap out my teeth on the drawer. So if you hear chewing, I am sorry. But first we need to do, we're going to be doing that one there, guys. It's going to be a difficult one. I do want to get both characters in there. I probably want to get God of War at the back again. I will give it a mountainside or mountain range. I'm not sure what I'll do mid thing. I'll probably just put like mountains and a bit of river underneath. They're definitely going to be in that boat. Kratos is going to have his axe. Boy's going to have his bow, and everybody's going to be happy. Let's get my sketching pencils out, like so. I use these sketching pens every single time I draw. We've got my mechanical pencil. We've got my other mechanical pencil in case that one runs out. And we've also got my sketchy pens. Tools. We will be inking this tomorrow, guys, unless I get time to do it today, which if it's anything like this, no, I'll be doing that tomorrow. To tune in for that one, again, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Don't forget, and don't miss out. So I'm going to be listening to that now, getting some sketching done. Watch what I do here, guys, because I will be doing. I'm going to move this right on my face. I'll be doing lots of things. I'll be drawing this bit by bit. We'll go to the sketchy stage. So before I get that going, let's get this side by side so we can see what we're doing. Well, I can see what I'm doing at least. I try and put it on the left-hand side because you always pass it to there. Yeah, so I'm going to put it on the left-hand side so you can see what you're doing here, what I'm doing here as well. I'm going to try and get that in frame. Right. So we'll have to start with the boat. So the boat would be about. I'm going to start the boat at the bottom because I want it to be like on the boat. So we'll put the boats thing there, and we'll put the boat somewhere like here-ish. Now a bit. Can't pencil. Ah, wrong pencil. Sorry, guys. There we go. And then we'll put the boat in where it should be, and then we'll do the rough sketch a little bit more boat. So that's. I'm not going to go crazy with this. I just want to get the shape of the boat so I can start putting the figures in. I'll put all details in probably a lot later. Right, it's always good to start with a sketch, guys. So there's like a basic boat shape there. I'm not going to go crazy again. I'm just going to make sure it looks like a boat. Just sketching it in, making sure everything looks good. Ah, looks all right. For a basic boat shape. Again, we're going basic shapes because if we go any further than basic shapes, the sketch will look horrible and we'll have to rub things out where I don't want it to be. So here we go. We'll put boy in here. I think he's about standing. We'll put his body here, and he's leaning up on there. So maybe I'll put his head a little bit lower down. I don't want to start with his legs and work our way up. That would be a bit odd. Yeah, he's not standing there, so his head. If you look at the picture here, his head is about, I would say, about level with the very top of that. So we'll have to put the head about there, I reckon. Mine about there. We'll put his head. And then he's going to be, so he's got his head and he's got his shoulders there. He's standing in like a semi-pose. So we'll shape that. So he's like this. There's a little thingy there anyway, so that's good. That's handy. But if you just want to do it normal, you just go draw a box, draw a shaped box. Don't need to flesh it out now. So we got his arm. His arm's going behind there, so that's nice and easy. We have his arm going round, and then we'll have his other arm holding the bow. We'll taper that into thing. Sometimes I go like this, guys, and just draw a line straight through. And then I get like where I want his arm to bend, like so. And he'll be holding his bow with that hand there. And then we'll put his bow something like that. There's his bow. Again, it's really basic, guys. We're just doing the basic sketch today. Now I'm gonna go up. I'm just gonna put in a few details so I can start from there. His shoulder's gonna be something like that as well. And then we've got a leg. So we'll put that there like it is. Because it is. And we'll put his leg here hiding underneath the boat. So one leg's gonna go in this way. And we'll call that the boat there. We'll thicken that line up. Thicken that line up nice. And we've got people sitting there. Oh, sorry, not people. We've got boy. Boy! You be standing. Again, not putting loads of detail in, just getting where I wanted the people to be. So, just a quick one. Well, I've done that so far. There's boy sitting on the boat. Standing on the boat. I'm not going to put any other characters in, just these two. So we've got boy. He's off in the second ground, on that side of the ground. Let's move you back over there, and let's do Kratos. So Kratos. Kratos. Okay. Right. Oops. So we would say he's standing in the boat about here-ish. He's got a very wide stance. I'd say that's roughly where his thing is. I'm doing it backwards because I don't want it to be the same height. But he's not much higher. So Kratos' shoulders at this height. That doesn't make any sense, so that's the case. Maybe I'll make him a little... No, he isn't. I'll make him a little bit taller maybe then. Say about there. There's his chest. There's his waist. I'll bring his chest out. Basic. Keep it all clean. But you've still got an idea where you want to sketch to. Where you want to get to, sorry. There's his chest there. So he's standing again in like a pose. So we'll put one of his arms half in, half out. And his arm coming down like so. Cool. And build that arm up. Only a little bit. We'll make him a lot more muscular. I just want to get, like, again, the shape in the right place. He's got a shoulder pad on, but we'll forget about that for a minute. And we'll start putting his arm in here because he's going to be holding his axe in this arm. Down to his weight. So we'll put his axe in there. Nice to be able to draw this as well, actually, though, guys. Oh, I could do like an axe with the two blades as well. Let's say the two blades. With axe in the middle, sort of the two there. Sort of thing, making a kind of like a bird, maybe. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Maybe up here. I don't know. I'm getting ideas as I'm drawing. So I'll put his axe in. I noticed when I looked at this, when I tried making it, I didn't realise it curled. Not even playing the game did I realise it was curly. I know I shouldn't put the axe in first, but I want to. I want to put the axe in. I like the axe. Axe in this game is very cool. Okay, so we'll curl off that way then. Well, we got it in. So probably shouldn't have done that. No, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. We'll start putting a few details in for his waist. I'm not going to put him here on his belt. Because it's just another head. I can't be bothered. Too much detail, not enough time. We'll start putting in clothing. There's a protective cloth here. Okay, I will start doing this. Got his leg here. Just need to stand a lot fucking taller. I'll be wrapping those legs up. Don't need any muscle tone on these because he's wearing clothing, so I can cover all of that up with clothing. I'm not going to go muscle tone in this one. Just tells me where we are. There's his legs. I don't know. Maybe I'll make his arms a bit bigger. I ain't even done his bloody head yet. We'll say that's Kratos', what did he call it? Shoulder pad? Not shoulder pad, is it? I don't know. What do they call it back then? Let me know. Do you know? Let's brace him. Again, a good thing with Kratos, he doesn't have wrists. He has bindings on his wrists, so even less for me to draw, which is good. I'll put his hand in here. Again, we're just putting basic. Just put basic in for now. I'll rub that out. Where's my rubber gone? My eraser. Like that. I'll sharpen all that up in a bit. Yeah, bindings. I could probably get away with putting some of this down through this. Kind of the idea where it looks. Kind of the idea. Right, so I'll start building this arm up a little bit more, because now we've got kind of where the arm's going to be. We'll start building up areas around. Like so. Until I'm kind of happy with that bit. And I'll move on to the next bit. Kind of like that way that looks. What do you think? That's a good enough arm. Okay, so I suppose now I could not put that on the other side because it's never on the other side. I'll just put a load of detail for nothing! Yay! Let's get rid of that again. That we'll use the same thing over there. So he has a almost looks like turtle shell. No, could be. I still haven't put his head in. Need to put his head in because that's nothing will make sense. Kratos doesn't lose his head. He's never lost his head. Makes other people lose their heads, but he's never lost his head. Well, lost his temper, but that's a different thing altogether. So we're at the stage where I'm happy with this piece. Kind of happy with the way the shape of the body is. So we'll keep that the way it is as well. Just adding in a little bit of shading here. So he doesn't have rippling muscles. He just has called muscles, general muscles, I suppose. It's not rippling. It doesn't really need to be. He's a god. So we'll just put it in. All of that is just like that. I don't think it even meets in the middle, guys. It's just sort of telling you it's there. It's not saying, "Oh, he's super ripped." You gotta like it, whatever. Gotta see his muscles, kind of thing. Whereas you see a lot of cartoony people, especially comic hero people, shitloads of muscles. So half the time they're not even strong; they just got muscles. You know what I mean? What's the point? Just make them look like an average person if they've got powers. Don't have to be rippling. Don't have to be super fit. So we've got the body in there. We've got his shoulder. So we'll have the beginnings of a shoulder here. We've already got. Of course, that doesn't go all the way in. I want to kind of make it so he is quite strong looking, but not swole. You know what I mean? Other hand is facing kind of like this. So that axe is going to have to be a lot bigger as well. Okay, guys, so I've got a good start going. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to get it so it's not boring anymore for you to listen to, and let's get going with that playlist. Wow, okay. I have to go back over there. Give me a second. You're on it, so why don't you fucking play? Oh, that's why. That's why. And turn the bloody thing on, twonk.
Titan Comics storyline God of War 1 through 4, explaining just a little bit of what happened beforehand to the boy.
We're going him in a moment.
Boy. This is the complete story series where we take some of your favorite pop culture icons from comic books to video games to movies, and we break them down into digestible bites to allow you to understand. We then read them dramatically back to you, giving you a bit of an audio narrative where we voice out characters and we add in some epic music. Enjoy the ride, and if you want to talk to me directly about the God of War, or the boy, or the power of the beard, join me at twitch.tv/eligiblemonster, where currently I am streaming a video game, most likely Final Fantasy. Let's get to that story, boy! As the peaceful quiet falls over the snowy home, the young boy Atreus plays just outside when he hears a knock coming from the woods. He looks up to see his father, Kratos, standing over him asking, "Where is your mother?" Atreus tells him that she left while he was asleep. Said that she'd be back by nightfall. Kratos then asks, "Was there anything else she may have said?" And Atreus says, "Well, she did say that there was some wood that needed to be chopped." Kratos walks over to the pile of logs, grabs an axe, stating that he thought as much. It might be time for him to pull his weight. Now get to it. He slams the axe down, launching the axe into one of the thicker pieces of wood, telling Atreus not to disappoint him. As Kratos begins to leave, Atreus asks, Are you going into the woods to test yourself again? Kratos looks back. Yes, though it would seem that today's test has already begun. He heads deep into the forest, crushing the undisturbed snow beneath his feet, thinking to himself that he must test himself each and every day. He must find a worthy challenge. Just then a deer looks up startled and Kratos asks, "What is you spooked?" Ah. Across the way, a pack of wolves bare their teeth as they growl. Kratos says, "Yes, this is the challenge that I seek. This is the test. I must keep my rage under control, face danger, and choose not to fight. Prove myself better than those mindless trolls who savaged these wolves' mates not long ago. I control my rage." He pauses for a moment and then turns, stating, "Not today. My rage does not control me." As the sun begins to set, Kratos starts to walk back towards his cottage when he hears the deep growls of a beast in the distance. He looks over to see a bear mauling a man as the man shouts in a different language. Could this be the challenge that he seeks? The bear pins the man down as the blood drips from his free paw, and all Kratos does is watch. He cannot understand the old man's cries, but clearly he screams in fear. He should walk away. What is the fate of one old man to him? He does turn, and then he feels it, the rage inside beginning to swell, the demon of fury struggling to break free. Kratos clenches his fists, telling himself, "No, I will control my rage." Despite his best efforts, though, he grinds his teeth and he shouts as he leaps into the air. He comes down, throwing the bear off of the old man, and as that bear roars, Kratos roars back. The bear lashes out to try and bite down on any part of Kratos that it can find, and he reaches out stating, damn you to hell." He pulls his arm back, ripping the jaw off of the bear, letting it bleed out into the white snow. He looks back at the old man as he tries to say something, but his wounds are too grave, and he passes on to the next life. Kratos catches his breath and he quietly says, "Damn you both to hell. Damn the old man for arousing my sympathy, and damn that bear for stroking the fires of my rage, and damn myself for losing control again. I will rest and I will test myself tomorrow." As Kratos passes through the mountain barrier protecting his home, men in the distance watch intently, all speaking the same language as that old man. When Kratos arrives at the cottage, he looks at the pile of logs, still unchanged from when he left, and he silently groans. Close by, Atreus looks up with his figures, stating, "Oh, I was about to start shopping. Honest. So how did it go? Did you pass your..." Kratos tells him, "That is enough. Has your mother returned yet?" And Atreus tells him, "No, sir." Kratos opens the door to their home, telling him that he best chop some wood for the fire. "And quickly. When she returns, perhaps I will." But just then there's a loud snap, and Kratos' eyes immediately look towards the gate. The men watching Kratos from before begin to walk forward, and Kratos asks, "Who are you and why have you come? Leave this place." The large men begin to yell at him in the same tongue as the old man from before, and Kratos tells them that their words mean nothing to him. Atreus whispers that they said that he killed their brother today, and they have come for revenge. Kratos then says that he killed no man's brother today, just a mindless beast. The men begin to shout, and Kratos readies himself in a fighting position. And as the men go on, their words become twisted, and their bodies begin to change into giant bears, just like the one from earlier. Kratos launches himself into one of the bears, calling out to Atreus to get to safety. Atreus asks, but where should he? Oh, he looks up to see one of the bears towering over him, and he calls to his father for help. Kratos stops his fighting, seeing his son in danger, shouting, "Enough!" He wraps his arm around the bear, locking his hands together, squeezing, until he hears a loud crack, with the bear's spine snapping. As the body falls lifelessly, Kratos charges into the bear, getting ready to strike Atreus. His body is flung to the side of the woodpile, but before he can get back up, the bear slashes at his back. He yells out in pain, but before he can get to his feet, the bear pins him down, tearing away at his back again. Through the dirt in his mouth, Kratos quietly says, "Damn you," and then he sees the axe still lodged in the pile of logs. He reaches out, grabbing it by the handle, whipping his arm back, and with a loud thunk, the blade of the axe slams into the skull of the bear and it stumbles back. It falls to the ground with Atreus stating, "I'm sorry, I tried to." But before he could finish, the old man begins to shout something at the two of them. Kratos asks, what did he say? And Atreus tells him, he says that you're going to have to pay for spilling the blood of his brothers, and that he will return with the rest of his clan. Kratos pulls the axe out, telling him, No, he will not. There's no time to retrieve a proper weapon, so this will have to do. Come on, boy! As Atreus follows closely behind, he asks, wouldn't I be safer at home? And Kratos tells him, not if we lose his trail and they return while I'm away. Atreus then says that he's scared, and Kratos turns back telling him, you must learn to control your emotions. Until we have dealt with anyone who knows the way to our home, the safest place for you is by my side, boy. Kratos looks back onwards towards the woods. And as the snow settles covering the old man's trail, his frustration begins to set in. The fires of his rage begin to burn brighter to the point of consuming him. These beastmen invaded his home. They threatened his family, mindless beasts, seeking only revenge, and then their leader flees into the night like a coward. He will hunt them down to the ends of the earth, him and the rest of his kin. He will wring the life out of them with his bare hands, bathe them in their blood. He will have his revenge for. Atreus asks, what do we do? And suddenly, the rage fades. No succumbing to the bloodlust, seeking only revenge. That is their way, not his. I will control my rage. It does not control me. As the calmness washes over, Kratos says that he will keep looking until they find him. Atreus begins to think for a moment and then says, actually, maybe Vala will know where he is. The old seer lives down in the valley. Maybe she knows something about the beastmen. Mother sometimes visits her hut. She took him there once when he was a child. Kratos looks back and Atreus quietly says, well, it's just an idea. Kratos turns forward telling him, it is a good idea. I've always steered clear of the old hag, but your mother values her counsel. Atreus takes the lead, showing Kratos the way, but as Kratos watches, he thinks to himself that the boy is soft, weak, defenseless, unfit to face the challenges of the world. The day will come when he will need to stand on his own. As the two travel through the night, the sun rises, and Atreus points out to the horizon. There it is. Kratos walks up to the small hut, telling Atreus to wait outside. He will not enter until they know that it is safe for him. He cautiously walks in and he examines the surroundings. An old haggard voice calls out to him that he can enter freely. He is welcome here. Kratos asks the voice how does she know him and how did she know his tongue well enough to speak it. The voice tells him that's because she is the seer. It is her calling to know things, and she knows great many things. She knows that he is Kratos, Godslayer, and the past from which he runs. She knows the secrets of the beastmen whom he seeks as well. Fire and death lay along the path on which he walks, and bloody-handed he will follow that path to its end. Kratos tells the seer, no more riddles. Tell me what you know of these beastmen, and speak plainly. She holds out her hand, telling him that he must stifle the flames of his rage if he is to comprehend Godslayer. He must control himself, for whom he seeks is known as the Berserkers. They are both at the same time more than man and less than human. Once the scourge of this land, now only a handful remain, and though their flames may not burn as brightly, their fires have not yet gone out. The Berserkers draw their strength and power from the edible spirits which they enshrine in a totem that they worship as a god. They pray to their self-made god to strengthen the arm and stiffen the sinew, pledging blood and fealty in return. The Berserker's rage fuels his faith, and if he is found worthy, his body twists into a physical manifestation of that rage. Their numbers lessen with each passing generation, but she has seen in the flames they will soon be gone from the face of the earth. Kratos asks, this totem is the source of their power, and the seer tells him that it is the focus but not the source. They derive their strength from the bear god that they revere, but it is the power of their own rage which allows them to tap into that strength. Their fury which burns inside of them gives them power, but robs them of their ability to reason. They do not act out of wisdom, but out of fury, which means that they often make foolish choices. Something that she thinks he understands better than anyone. Kratos' eyes widen at the seer's words. He lets them go unchallenged. The simmering anger that he feels on hearing them is proof that she speaks truth. Too often has he let his rage guide his actions, regardless of the consequence. However, he is no mindless beast like the cursed berserkers. I often control my she does not control me. He then asks, where is the bear god totem? She tells him that there is a ritual that she can perform, but if she begins it now, she will have the answer by sunrise. But the ritual is not easy. The answer that he seeks will come at the price, Godslayer. Kratos asks, what is the price? And the seer says, one that he must pay when the time comes. He scoffs. Very well, work your magics, hag. I shall wait outside. As time passes, Kratos sharpens his wood-cutting axe until the seer steps into the light, stating that she has the answer. He will find them in a longhouse to the north of here, destroy the totem, and rob the berserkers of their monstrous strength and deal with them as men. Be mindful that he faced them as a man himself, one capable of reason and wisdom. If he fights the monsters on their terms, he will surely lose. He dresses himself, then Atreus picks up the axe, asking, "Shall I go as well?" Kratos quickly grabs the axe from his hands, telling him, "You are going nowhere, boy. I will not put you into harm's way again. You are not ready to follow the path that I walk. Stay here and stay safe with the seer. Soon you will be back by your mother's side." Atreus sighs, looking at the ground. "Yes, father." And Kratos travels a day's journey to the north, and as the sun lowers, he finds the longhouse the seer spoke of. He sneaks in to find the berserkers asleep around their bear god totem. He tightens his grip on the axe as he quietly makes his way in, being mindful to not disturb the beastmen. It would be so easy for him to strike them if they slept, but if only one of them were to wake in that time and call upon their bear god, it might be too late. With each passing second, Kratos gets closer and closer to the totem, and just as it's within arm's reach, a voice calls out to him. He looks back to see one of the berserkers calling out to the others, and he tells them to stay their claws. They have violated the sanctity of his home, and he has come to put an end to this. Step aside and they shall live, or stand against him and die. The choice is theirs. Either way, he will destroy that totem. All of the berserkers begin to get up, shouting, and as they do, each of them turn into a giant, snarling bear. Kratos clutches his axe, throwing himself into battle, stating, Damn you all to hell! The flames within Kratos burn white hot, and he is consumed. He is fury. He is rage. One of the berserkers knocks Kratos' axe out of his hand, but Kratos charges in, wrapping his arms around the berserker. He struggles to break free, but Kratos headbutts and thrusts his arm into the berserker's stomach. As a loud crack, as the berserker's spine snaps, and Kratos throws the body down, shouting, Die! He spins back, grabbing the axe, hacking away into the next berserker. But one careless swing gives the berserker the time to knock him down. The berserker pins Kratos to the ground, opening its mouth, getting ready to bite down. But before it can, Kratos whips his arm up, lodging the axe deep into the forehead. As the giant lifeless body falls to the ground, he gets up, pulling out his axe, asking, Who's next? The berserkers howl, they roar, and Kratos yells back, If that's what you want, come at me! Blood splatter begins to paint the walls of the berserker's cabin as Kratos continues to fell one beast after another. But as he is hit, he remembers what the seer told him. If he is to fight the monsters on their own terms, he will surely lose. He must face them as a man himself, one capable of reason and wisdom. He closes his eyes, telling himself, Yes, the old woman was right. I must fight as a man, not as a monster. My rage does not control me. He takes a deep breath, turning, throwing his axe into the berserker's totem. A loud thwack echoes throughout the cabin as everything stops and the totem slowly ignites. The flames quickly turn the carving into ash, and when Kratos looks back, the berserker holding him down reverts into a man. The berserkers look around for answers, speaking to each other in their native tongue, but Kratos pushes them off. He tells them, You violated the sanctity of my home. You threatened my family. No more. Moments pass as he steps out of the burning cabin, stating that it is done. With the totem destroyed, the berserkers pose little threat. He may have let them live, but the demon within him took hold. Damn them for forcing my hand. And damn me for not being strong enough to resist it. He takes the last torch, tossing it on the cabin, and he leaves. Back at the seer's hut, the seer tells Atreus that his father will be coming back soon. But there is something that he must do for her before he returns. She hands him a small dagger, telling him that when the time comes, remember this moment, and know that he will be stronger than he ever knows. Atreus takes the dagger, asking, What does that mean? What am I supposed to do? A snapping of twigs can be heard, and the seer tells him there is no time to explain. He is already here. Just then the elder berserker pulls open the hut flap, shouting in their language. Atreus puts himself between the man and the seer, stating, Don't worry, wise one, I'll protect you. And a few moments later outside, Kratos climbs up the cliff, seeing the hut, thinking that by morning the boy will be back by his mother's side. Then he can test himself again in the woods. But as Kratos finishes the climb, a scream can be heard, and he runs in yelling to Atreus, asking if he is hurt. Atreus stands holding the bloody dagger, telling the berserker to step away. With Kratos shouting to Atreus, telling him to run while he handles this, the berserker yells and Kratos shouts, For the last time, I do not understand your gabbing. As the berserker throws himself forward, Kratos grabs the berserker by the head, pushing back, creating a loud snap. The berserker falls to the ground with his head twisted and lifeless, and Kratos looks at the wounded seer, asking if she saw this coming. She tells him that she said before that there would be a price for him to pay. He defeated the last of the beastmen, but there is an enemy that he is yet to conquer. Himself. She draws her last breath and then leans back. Kratos steps out of the hut, telling Atreus that they're going to need to build a funeral pyre. As the flames burn, Kratos thinks to himself that the boy put up a spirited defense before his arrival. There is hope for him yet. Kratos begins to walk, stating that it is time for them to return home.
Okay, that's Kratos. What do you think of that one, guys?
His pace, telling him, well enough. From this
It's
point
not
on,
brilliant,
you
but
confided
it's
to me.
where my
Atreus
skill
hurries
is
to catch
at
up
the
to you.
moment.
Yes, Father.
I'm looking
As
at it
Kratos
on the
finishes
camera.
telling
I'm
himself
trying to
that
see
even though
what
there's
I've
hope
done
for the
wrong
boy,
here. The
you
hand's in
see
the
to
right
it that
place.
he
The
does not
arm's
follow
kind of in the
the
right
same
place.
path
Maybe
as
I need
his
to
father.
bend this one a little bit, but
I hope you enjoyed this storyline, and I need
Other
all
than
of
that,
you to do something
I
epic,
think we're looking all right.
truly epic. Hit up Titans Comics and tell them, we want more Kratos. Give us more of this comic. Give us more of God of War. By the power of the beard, Kratos will live on. If you want to talk about video games and stuff or enjoy what we do here, then please consider subscribing to Comic Story. As we not only do video game recaps and the comic books and their storylines, but we actually do superhero books like Batman, Superman, and stuff like that. Coming up soon in our video game coverage, we'll be doing more Warframe lore and some of the Witcher comics. And I think Anthem's got a comic, but we might not cover it since no one is apparently playing that game. I don't know. Either way, join me over at twitch.tv/EligibleMonster if you want to just kind of hang out and play video games with me, or you can join us over at our gaming channel, Eligible Monster, where we bring you gaming discussions about the current news, stuff that's happening, and just kind of make fun of a lot of fun stuff that's happening. Me, Dan, and Natalie. Either way, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this. This is the only God of War comic right now, so it's time for us to cover what happened in the game, what happened in the original series of games, and other video game comic books. So make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. And I'm rambling now, so just, how's your day? Who's got a better beard, me or Kratos?
Excuse me.
That's what
I think I've got a better beard, my friend.
Look
Chewing gum in my mouth.
look good.
Look at that bad boy. Look at it.
Look at it. Yes. Not because it'll look good. You just want to see it look good.
Yeah, anyway. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's get on with Kratos. Carry on. And keep going. That's a big face.
Just because you have the power to do something, should you?
Yes.
Welcome to the new story series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help.
Straw boy.
Automatically back to you. All alterations of the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is a story about Hyperion, an individual in the Marvel Universe with very similar powers to Superman. In Merkel, Nebraska, a man stops by a truck stop and a girl thinks, this is the one. I have a good feeling about this guy. After getting a few things, the man gets ready to leave, and the girl runs up to him, telling him she needs a ride. First, the man tells him no, but after a bit of a puppy dog stare and fake
Well, I
crying,
want the Hyperion. No, I do not.
as they drive, she tells him thanks. Her name's Doll. What's his?
What's up, dog?
Mark. As she thinks to herself, sure, whatever, Mark. Mark's a...
Alright, we're going to get to the soundtrack now, guys. And I'm just going to carry on drawing. This one's fluffy jacket. Yep. I'm just gonna have him standing there, guys, because I think I've made him a bit too short. So I'm just gonna have him standing there in the pose. Oh, God, no. Go away, face. Nothing like a face. You're like a frog or some shit. Control faces. That looks really bad, in fact. I think I'm going to bulk his head up top. Oh, every time I hear that string of violin, it makes me feel weird in the middle of my guts. It's like, oh, oh. Like, I don't know if I should cry or if I should like be worried. It's kind of like feeling. Sorry. Oh, I can't wait to play it on Thursday now. Whoa. Yes, I'm getting some urges to play now. Let's add in the mountains. have it, guys. This has come to the end of this week's sketching video. Tune in tomorrow where we'll be inking and adding in the last parts of the details. But we got the sketch done, and now we're ready to move on to the detailing. It's like again, guys, don't forget to click the links that will appear. Otherwise, join me tomorrow by hitting subscribe and dinging the bell. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been Bloop084. This has been Kratos. This has been Boy. And we'll be back tomorrow for the power of the beard.